And you all can recite together. Om Ajnanam Timrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurulmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaham Dadati Savapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Sri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajevam Sadhvaitam Sadhubhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishnabhanu Stute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpattu Bevacha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. All right. All right. So why do we do this prayer? What is the purpose of this prayer? Maklacharan prayer?
To invite auspiciousness.
Very good. Very good.
Think about the hereditary of coming from the Gurus in
What do you say, Sridhar?
from the Gurus from the top.
To remember all the gurus. Yes. Yeah. So see, there are three main purpose. Of course, there are a lot more in the prayer. The three main prayer is, of course, we set the goal. Why we are studying. So we set the goal, and the goal is to understand the Lord, understand which can make us grow spiritually and get us back to the Godhead. Okay, so that's our goal. So okay, so prayojana. So the one thing is prayojana. Second is we seek the benediction from the Lord, Ashirvad from the Lord, right? Because without His Ashirvad benediction, we cannot make progress. We have to do our effort, but His benedictions are needed, especially to understand the spiritual subject, right? It is His subject matter. And the third is we pay obeisances. We pay obeisances to seek the blessings. So these and when we are paying the obeisances, we are paying the obeisances to all the guru, because all the Guru Parampara, through them we are reaching the Supreme Lord, right? So, yeah, through the Guru Parampara, we are reaching the Supreme Lord. So that's what we are doing. So that's very important. And that's the reason it's any work we do, right? In India, is culturally we have learned any work we do, we start with the prayers, right? We start with the prayers. And the people, when they used to go to the journey, they will start with the prayers. Any auspicious like a marriage, anything, it start with the prayers, ends with the prayers, right? So prayer has a very important role in our life. All right. So I wanted to ask, why when we say Hare Krishna many times, we just raise our hand. Why do we do that?
Surrendering to the
Yes, one very good answer is surrendering to the Lord. The other is we are opening our heart, just saying, let the Lord come, and then of course surrender also. Okay. Yes. Very good. Now, so we will do a quick recap of chapter 5. Can anybody tell me what was in chapter 5? What was in chapter 5? Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Karma Yoga in the Krishna consciousness.
Karma Yoga in Krishna consciousness. How this is different from the chapter 3?
but not in the Krishna consciousness.
That's
Not
not in.
specifically Krishna consciousness.
Okay, when you say Krishna consciousness, so chapter 4, what you are saying, has taught us who Krishna is. So what is knowledge is, and now we are combining that knowledge with our karma, and we are doing the karma yoga, right? So that's the reason this chapter is called Karma Sannyas Yoga. So while we are doing karma, we are renunciate. With this knowledge, while we do karma, we are like a sannyasi. If we understand this chapter properly, and if we do the karma accordingly, you are not any different than the sannyasi, because you are renunciate. We are renunciate. So that's what this chapter is trying to say. How to be renunciate while we are doing the karma. And to do that, we need to understand who Krishna is, and we have to do all our action in relationship with him, with Krishna. Okay, otherwise we are always creating the baggage of karma for us. All right. So chapter 4, does anybody remember what was all the summary, quick summary? So let's try to go it quickly. Okay. So remember in chapter 1, first start with the disciplic succession. Krishna says that how he transferred the knowledge from sun god to everybody, right? And how it come to Ikshvaku, and now that knowledge appears to be lost. Now I've come again and I'm sharing with you, right? So he says that. Then Krishna then talks about the transcendental knowledge of Krishna, which was that it's very hard for people to understand his appearance. People think that he was just born just like us, and he is born under the purview of Maya. So even though let's say he is God, but there are multiple versions. First of all, some people will think that he's just a normal human being, has extra power, some shaktis. Okay. Other people will think that, oh, he is God, but he has appeared through the agency of Maya. So higher than Krishna is his energy, and Krishna comes under the aspect of Maya, and through that he is born. That some other people will understand that way also, right? But the true understanding is the Maya is Krishna's energy. Maya is Krishna's energy. So Krishna never comes under the control of Maya. And he is born, he appears as Swam Bhagwan. And while he's here, the atheist will think with all the other two things that he's not Bhagwan, he's normal person and all those stuff. But the theistic person who has the right vision, they can see that he is Bhagwan. So he's telling us a transcendental knowledge. Not everybody will understand. And then Krishna says in verse 9 that the people who understand his transcendental appearance and disappearance are liberated. Once you understand it, right, then we know that, oh, Krishna is a God, then liberated. Then the next 11 to 15, Krishna is the goal of all the path, right? So Krishna goes into different goals, and this is for all the path, he is the goal. Okay, and then we talked about the karma, vikarma, karma, and then knowledge from sacrifice. So the chapter 4 was all about the knowledge of the God, right? So first he establishes who he is, and he is the ultimate knowledge, right? He's saying I am the ultimate knowledge, and that is he's saying that all the path which has been created, if we truly understand it, the goal of all the path is him. Okay, they come in a different flavor. Some takes longer to get to him, some takes quicker, but the path is ultimately him. Then because while we are in the material world, we have to understand karma, vikarma, and akarma, because that's how we interact with the material world. And once we understand, because we have to get rid of the karmic balance to go back to Godhead, right? And for that we have to do the akarma. Are you with me, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So, and then he says, we have to do, while we are on this earth, we have to do, we recommended many times to do a lot of sacrifices, at least by some processes. Bhakti yoga, the only sacrifice we do is for Krishna. Okay. For all the other processes, people have to do the multiple sacrifice for the demigods. But through that, what is the result? Result is knowledge of Krishna. Because ultimately, then they also come to Krishna. And finally, the glories of the knowledge. Okay, so that's how the chapter 4 was. Okay, then there was the um, this is the summary at a glance. Oh, yours. Okay, okay. Okay, so chapter 2 was about identity. Chapter 3 was about the duty. Chapter 4 is about the knowledge, right? And chapter 5 is that now you have know the knowledge. What is the result of that, right? The result is person can go back to Godhead, right? Peace, happiness. Those are the results. Okay, so that's what this chapter is talk about. Okay, so what does karma mean? Karma means action,
Duty
duty, and
as
reaction.
prescribed in Shastras.
Yes, yes. Action, duty, and reaction. And action can be good or bad action. Okay, it can be. So that's what karma means. Now, of course, in now the connection is in 41st verse. Krishna is telling by yoga, give up result of a reaction. Now, of course, that causes confusion in Krishna that you are telling that I should fight, but then you are telling give the result of action. Does it mean that I should not fight? Because now you are saying on the in the verse 44, 42 that is stand up and fight. This seems like a two different things. What should I do? Right? And that's where chapter 5 begins. So here Krishna is telling, so here of course, Arjuna is telling I need more clarification. So he's telling that you're asking me to renounce, then you are saying to fight. Just tell me one thing. Right? That's what he's telling. Please tell me one thing. Make sense? Where the chapter 4 or chapter 5? Okay. Now, Arjuna is unable to renounce, right? Unable to resolve, right? Renounce versus doing work in action. So here, you'll see that in 5.1, there's a word used Shreyash. And you might have heard was Preyash and Shreyash. Have you heard this word? No, no. So you will see in Shastra, these two words are used, Preyash and Shreyas. Both means work. But the Preyash means short term thinking, right? So and then the Shreyas means long term. So in the prayers is, let's say kids want that I want to is like you want the kid to eat food and the kid is crying and doing something. What do? You give your mobile phone. Give your mobile phone or turn on the TV. Kids get immediately quiet. Then you feed. That prayers. Because ultimately what's happening? Kid is learning that I won't watch, I won't eat unless there is a TV or a phone. Otherwise, I'm not going to eat. So it is we have setting him for failure ultimately. What should have been the right thing? The Shreyas is we try to discipline the kid. Try to say how why food is. I mean, it's going to take longer. Kid may not eat everything, but ultimately we are setting him for the better future. Right? The same thing for us. We are looking. So we all are looking for happiness. We're looking for happiness in this life. What we do? We watch TV, we go for sightseeing, if we have good work, where I'm getting promotion, I'm happy, right? But Shreyas is we have to look for the long term. Okay, this happiness, whatever the little happiness we are getting, it will go away. Because happiness and distress come in pair. I have a job today, tomorrow I may not have a job. Today my wife loves me, tomorrow she may not love me. Today kids are happy, good kids are talking to me, tomorrow kids may not talk to me. All those things may happen, right? So we have to think long term, and the long term is spiritual knowledge, that we understand who is the spirit, what is that we are a spirit, we are not this body, and through that we try to do all our work, right? So that's Preyash and Shreyash. So this 5.1 also uses Shreyas, and then other two chapter 2.7 and 3.2 also Shreyas word was used. Okay, so okay, so a truly intelligent person thinks of Shreyas, not only prayers. Okay, sometimes means it's not that if you are thinking Shreyas that I have to forget about the prayers, right? I have to take care of my food. I have to eat today, right? I know, so I have to eat today, right? But we are thinking the long-term goal also, right? Long-term goal. Everyone wants happiness, but which happiness do we want? Transient or long-term? Okay. Okay, so now the chapter 2 begins like Sannyasa Karma Yoga. Both are good for liberation, but Karma Yoga is better for you. So for majority of us, Karma, it's not recommended to go and renounce and become a sannyasi. Why?
It's a hard path to follow.
Of course, hard. Why it is hard?
People will give up and then what do you call they're
They will again come back.
Yeah, because we have so much of desire in us. And if we don't deal with those desires, then what's going to happen? I will fall down. Hare Krishna Mataji. Come Mataji, you come this side. Yeah. Yeah. So you can move that thing. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll come back. We'll break our sannyas. Right. So for majority of the people, Grahastha ashram is suggested. And so that's the reason Krishna is telling karma yoga is better for you. Both will lead to the same thing. Karmaya or sannyasa, both are same. And while working also you can be a sannyasi. So this is what I was talking, right? This is the karma sannyas yoga. This chapter teaches, if we understand it properly in true spirit, then we are then while we are working and living in the family, we can be a sannyasi. Okay, and we'll talk a little bit more. So this sentence is very nice. Instead of taking sannyas of karma, try to understand this if you hasn't understood it. Instead of taking sannyas of karma, take sannyas in karma. Can anybody explain me what does it mean?
Doing the actions, still you can be, you can stay untouched with them.
Yeah, and that is by being detached from the result and offering the result to the Lord. Okay, so that is easy said, but it is yes, it requires some work because we have the bad habits. It takes time, right? So the way I'm doing the work, that has to be changed. What has to be changed? So I'm talking now more practical, right? Whatever you are doing in your life right now, or anybody, if you can give me an example also, if we can take that example, how you are doing the work, that needs to be changed. So tell me little. I think we need to go into a little deeper in terms of the example. So give me some example.
So, in a normal way, without knowing about Supreme Lord and his expectations or the way we're supposed to, we think that, okay, we are working and I'll be enjoying, I'll be buying car, buying house, and I'll be getting married and all that, right? But whereas in the other way, it should be like, okay, I'm working and I'm going to contribute. I'll be having that gratitude to the God, and then whatever I'm earning, maybe I'll be offering to God, and maybe I'll be consuming some part of it because I have to exist materially. So that is the perception changes.
Very good, very good. So see what Prabhu is telling, and I'll elaborate a little bit more. Whatever, when I'm doing the work, I'm dealing with people or things. Right? So we have to see how the people who are coming during that, whatever the work I'm doing, how they are related with Krishna. So I should always be aware of Krishna. Other person also has the soul. Other person also has the super soul. Right? This work I am doing is Krishna's arrangement. I have to execute it properly because it's Krishna's work. I have to do it properly. So now I'll take two examples. One is relationship. Other is you can take working at Boeing. Okay. So one can be relationship. Other can be working at Boeing. Now tell me, in the relationship, how would you think? Pick a relationship. Like, do you want to pick a spousal relationship or any relationship you can pick? A spousal relationship, because that's okay. Let's pick a spousal relationship. Now, how would you think? Now, you have to take care of, so Sridhar, you have to take care of your wife. You have to take care of your wife, or wife has to take care of you?
Both ways.
Both ways, okay, very good. Now, what does the Krishna consciousness mean while you are taking care of each other?
Take care of each other. How would Krishna's consciousness come in there?
Yeah.
Well, Krishna is coming between both of you.
It can happen. It can happen. Wife is thinking, this guy is like, I think he's going to become a sadhu. Now Krishna is coming in between.
I might think that.
Okay, now come back to the question. Yes. Yeah. So now how do you think you can take care of each other and still you have Krishna consciousness?
I mean, what I think is like do your duty kind of a thing. And then
And what is your
not
duty?
take,
And what is your duty towards your spouse?
duty is loving and taking care, like whatever the needs of the other person is, or
Mm-hmm.
the family is, you gotta
Mm-hmm.
take care of that.
But let's say your wife want to do a lot of shopping. She wants to take you. She wants you to take her to all the different places to go, right? She
Yeah.
wants all those stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely is part of any family, I would think. And they want to go around. It's not, I mean, sometimes one person wants one other person
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want it, and that's a
Mm-hmm.
difficult thing. But my understanding is like understanding the other person's needs and then taking care of it. So if it going beyond means, then it's something we have to draw a line there.
Mm-hmm.
But my again coming back to where this
Yeah. How the how would you bring Krishna consciousness in your relationship? After now you have studied chapter 5.
Mhm.
What is going to change, if anything? Okay. Anybody else?
Add.
Yes, go ahead.
please.
Go ahead.
I think we still have time to answer that.
But he can think about it now. I think yeah.
Yeah.
Then he'll marry.
So to answer this, I think maybe we need to take two cases: a person who is not in Krishna consciousness and the person who is in Krishna consciousness.
Means your spouse, if she is in Krishna consciousness or not. That's what you're saying?
No. Both point of view. Let's say both are not in Krishna consciousness.
Okay, both. Oh, so in that case,
First
because
case.
yeah. So ignore that case because
Right.
there's no Krishna consciousness. Now assume now you have learned it.
Yes.
Now you have learned it. What you're
now,
supposed to do?
it is like there is a reason why these both are united instead of being in out of Krishna consciousness. Now they are in Krishna consciousness. So they're supposed to help each other to grow spiritually, and the uh, I mean, the mutual cooperation should be there for the spiritual growth, not just for the material desires and then material growth. That is one point. And whatever the children we are producing, right? So they should also be brought in a Krishna conscious way, so that they will also be liberated. It's not just that material desires are fulfilled and then we are done for this life. So it should be a long-term goal perspective. So I think when I am serving my wife, it should be like, okay, I am serving the Lord Himself in a way, and because in turn she will be serving me as well to grow. Maybe I'll be doing puja and she will be preparing all the ingredients for that, or the other way, right? So either way, in each work they should be mutually cooperative in that perspective. So
Very
I think
good.
that will be
Very good. Anybody else with Mataji would like to add anything?
It's like right now what I am experiencing is like Seva Bhav. God has given me my husband and my kids like for my मेरी like what कि मुझे सुख देने के लिए प्रभु पति रूप में है, मेरे बच्चे के रूप में मतलब प्रभु ही है. So whatever we are doing now, so we are serving to Lord Krishna because every soul is connected to Krishna. Only or every relationship, not husband or kids, like my mother-in-law or everyone, my parents, like they are now like God has given me for my own sukh. So now it's my time to serve back.
Okay. So so let me add a little bit. It means you are getting into the right path. So I'll just add a little bit. So first we should start that everything happens by the Krishna's will. Okay. So the spouse whoever we have got in our life, that was Krishna's plan. Why? Because I have some anartha, she has some anartha. We were both going to be purification. We were doing
What are the two words?
anarthas.
Okay.
Anarthas means negative qualities, right? So, and that will lead to purification. Why do husband and wife fight? Because that's the purification. Slowly they fight, then there's understanding that the good husband wife, then they won't fight. They understand. Her nature is different, my nature is different. Let's try to tolerate, right? So that's called purification. Okay. So, so God has given the spouse for us for our own purification. The second, as a husband, the goal of husband, his spiritual goal is to go back. Of course, he should go back to Godhead, but he should ensure that his wife also go back to Godhead. Otherwise, what his scripture says, one should not marry. If a man cannot deliver his wife, then one man should not marry. It's a big responsibility. Why for the man? Why not for the women? Because women has lot more things. They deliver the babies, they take care of the babies, they take care of the house. They don't have as much time as the man to progress on the spiritual path due to their duty as a female body. Understand? You all agree?
Yeah.
Right? So the men has this responsibility that they have to they have to go. They cannot take their wife back to Godhead if they cannot go. Right? So so it's a very big responsibility. So it starts from there. Now, so far you didn't know. Now you know, right? Now for Prabhu is good. He already knows, right? Um, so now what happens? Okay. Now as you're seeing to the spouse, as Mata is said, you see God in her or him. That there is a super soul. Paramatma is there. Paramatma is watching. So she is just not your wife or husband. She is Vaishnavi or Vaishnava also. If they are practicing. If they are practicing Krishna consciousness, they are Vaishnavi or Vaishnava. Let's say your wife is practicing, then she is a Vaishnavi also. My wife is practicing, she is a Vaishnavi. She is Pujani. Pujani means something to worshipable, like she because she's Krishna conscious devotee. Okay, so so we can see even if somebody is not, still we know there is a Paramatma in their heart, right? Paramatma in their heart. So we are very respectful to them for who they are. Whatever, and the later chapter, like we know about the mind, right? Mind tells that he or she is doing the bad thing or a good thing, but that's a perception, right? That's our duality due to our own perception, our own negativity. So we start seeing from that angle. Okay, we see that the situations are happening in our life, that is for a purpose. What can I learn? How I can fix it in a Krishna conscious manner. It's not that I don't take any action. As a man, you have to be responsible for your family. So you have to take the action. You have to discipline your kid. If wife is not following the right path, let's say she has a bad, I know your wife doesn't have any of those bad habits, but let's say some of the wives have bad habit, too much shopping or too much spending money, and you'll see those things, right? Or too much partying. Then as a good husband, you have to see how to correct her in a way which allows her to become Krishna conscious. Because if we do it in a very harsh manner, he or she away from Krishna. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. So we say that Krishna consciousness, we have to make sure that whatever is the distance between the person and the God doesn't increases due to our action. Right? So we have to act smartly. So we have to say, okay, in that case, we become a good husband. I want to make sure that you're telling. Let's say your wife wants to go for shopping or places. Yeah, you will fulfill her needs in a way where little bit. But let's say she wants to go to 4 places. You'll say, no, no, just one place is good, Other places, let's try to, can we do this? Can we do that? So you fulfill her needs at the same time you're trying to do, okay, sometimes let's go to the temple. So slowly you're trying to change her while you're trying to fulfill her needs. So it has to be done in a very nice way because there is a person. We want to respect that person. That person has come in my life due to Krishna. Krishna as a regiment. So we start seeing Krishna and thinking about Krishna all the time in that person and in the situation. Okay. We always understand the goal that somehow or the other I have to try to bring that person to that level where that person gets closer to Krishna. If not go back to Godhead in this life, can in the next life he or she can go back. Right? So we have to try to do that to our best ability. Of course, for that we have to grow. So if the best the person can learn from other is by observing, right? I know there was a couple who used to live in your apartment complex. Mataji, the wife became Krishna conscious. The husband and the mother-in-law, they were not. In fact, they were eating meats and everything. So what that wonderful lady would do, she will cook two type of food. One food as a prasad offered to the Lord, and she will eat. She will cook another food with meat to satisfy her husband. Because she didn't want, because when she doesn't do it, her sas, her mother-in-law would get mad at her, right? So, and by doing that, and she was chanting, by looking at her, observing her for 2 years, because the way she was serving her husband, they changed. Husband stopped eating meat because he realized out of love that why I'm making my wife cook meat. Why? He stopped eating. So looking at that, the mother-in-law changed. And then the husband also started chanting. And today they both are devotee.
There you go.
Okay. So if we change ourselves, the world can change. We cannot change the world. We have to understand we don't have enough power to change the world. But we have the power to change ourselves. Okay. So Krishna consciousness, that makes sense. Okay. That we have to, and similarly, you can take it because I think we have spent a lot of time, but just you can take any work, even if you are working at Boeing. Now let's say we are working at Boeing. How we can bring Krishna into that picture?
Spreading the word.
Yeah, that means while you are working, how you can bring other people who are interacting about talking about Krishna, but it's very hard. But first thing we can do is our interaction with our colleagues. Many times become very competitive. This person is just trying to interject and create problem in my project, not listening to me, doesn't understand my dependency. And as a project manager, I'm talking, right? Right. Now you can see that how Krishna is playing through that person with you. What you can do. So you're thinking about Krishna, how can I do the work so that I complete the project and I don't harm these people? How can I do that? So you're thinking about Krishna, can you please give me some ideas, some intelligence? How can I do that? Right? We shouldn't be asking, but initially when we are neophyte, when we are initial devotee, at least we are thinking about Krishna. Otherwise, we don't need to bother Krishna about it. Right? So the only one good prayer is, Krishna, please allow me to serve you. And so that whatever you do, whatever I have in my life, can I utilize it properly so that I can serve you? So then Krishna will say, okay, this job is not good for him or her. Let me try to do something, because this guy or girl really has a desire to progress in spiritual life. Make sense, Prabhu? Yeah. So that's where it starts, that we start looking Krishna in our situation, praying for Krishna. And then the other part is, as you are earning, start making charity, donation. Start with $1, $2, start small, with the goal that ultimately you would like to get to first 10%. And then at the end of life, maybe if if Krishna helps, we should be able to donate everything to Krishna. Keep what is required for your family. It's not that give everything and then you are on the road, right? So have enough 401k, but enough means we should know, and then give to Krishna. So that's charity. Okay. So that's makes sense? Little long. Okay. So instead of taking sannyasa of karma, take sannyasa in karma. So that how one will become sannyasi. Okay. So mere sannyasa cannot make you happy, but karma yoga can quickly unite you with the supreme, the source of all happiness. So, all right. But Arjuna is saying, but I don't understand why one should work then, right? Because you are saying sannyasa is saying for the purification. We already talk about, as we are working, it purifies us. So while we are having a relationship with your spouse, your brother, sister, it is purifying. Brother has a different opinion, sister has a different opinion, wife has a different opinion. It's a purifying process. So by working, one will purify, right? Work, and then we should always work for pleasing Krishna. That is the goal. The goal is Krishna. So whatever work, whether we are in relationship or whether we are working for some company, whether I am running a business, always think about Krishna, how I can progress on Krishna and how I see Krishna in other people. That's the main thing. Okay, so be like a lotus flower. You know where the lotus flower grows? In the dirty water. Does the lotus flower gets dirty? No, right? So similarly, we are in the material world. We are dealing with the material energy. We can live at the spiritual level without becoming dirty in the material world. Okay, so which means we are not getting bothered by the sense object. So Sridhar has to make sure that he is not getting attracted by the other girls. Yes.
my cousins, like they eat meat. Like I tell them not to eat, but sometimes they will come and eat from my plate. So I tell them not to eat from my plate because I don't like because they eat meat and everything. So they are like uh, they gets angry or something like that. So like if they eat from my plate, so will it affect me also?
No, I didn't understand. So are they look? So they are coming and eating from your plate while their hand is still
No,
jhutha?
like I feel like see in daily basis वो खाते हैं मीट खाते हैं तो but it's like positive negative energy I feel something is like that.
No, Mata, it's a good thing. They are coming and eating from a Vaishnavi's plate. So they are, first of all, they are eating the prasad. That too, they are eating the prasad from a Vaishnavi plate. Who is, if you are, if your level of purity is high, they will get the purity transfer. Okay, so it's a good thing. They should promote. Okay, they can eat more. You should cook prasadam for them and feed them. Slowly, by eating the prasadam made by you, slowly their desire to eat meat will diminish. And you can see that lot of people, they go to the temple, they eat still meat, right? Because very prevalent. Society is, everybody is like, everybody eats meat, right? These days. So but people, when they start eating prasad, they lose the taste for meat. I used to eat meat long time back. Then I used to eat egg long time back. And I used to eat onion garlic long time back. But as I started eating prasadam, I used to drink a wine, whiskey. As I started eating prasadam, everything, I lost the taste for everything.
But I feel कि कहीं उनका वो मीट खाना मतलब मुझे इम्पैक्ट ना करे.
नहीं, it won't. आपके भक्ति में इतनी पावर होती है कि कोई भी आपको इम्पैक्ट नहीं कर सकता है. Okay? As long as you are maintaining your sadhana well, nobody can impact you. The only thing which can impact you, if you eat non-prasad thing, your consciousness can get corrupted. Okay? So now, for example, I'll tell you the real life example. You're selling Prabhuji something?
Yeah, one question. Complete.
So you know, I went on cruise, right? Some of you know, we went on a cruise. So arranged by the devotees. That 300 devotees went. Okay, 300 devotees. Yeah, yeah. No. So otherwise we wouldn't have gone, right? So 300 devotees went on the cruise, organized by the devotees. But of course, the food which we are eating, they were making without onion garlic, but they were cooking themselves. And so it was not prasad, because wherever we cook in a certain way, certain standard, thinking about Krishna, we are cooking, we are not listening to the movie songs, anything like that. And then we offer it to the Lord. Then we mix it. Now that becomes prasad. Then we eat. Okay, so we are eating God's prasad. Now, after cruise, I can suddenly, some of the old movie songs is coming in my mind. There's a very likely when they were listening to the music, or while they are cooking, or they are singing. So that consciousness will come into the person who's eating the prasad. That's the reason why the prasad cooked by your mother and wife is better than going and eating outside. Okay? Because they are cooking with love. They're cooking with love. All right? Okay, Mata. Yes, Prabhu, your question, Prabhuji.
So when we are offering the results to the Krishna,
Mm-hmm.
and we will not be get impacted by the sinful reactions, it says, right? So if they say, suppose like it is prominent, many people are there doing their job, like somebody would be working for mlechas, right? Like mostly like say suppose somebody has the job in Costco.
Mm-hmm.
His work is to arrange the meat, or somebody need to cut the meat.
Right.
That is his job.
Right.
But whatever, that is part of his job he is doing. But he practice Krishna consciousness at home.
Mm-hmm.
So say suppose if he is giving whatever the results that he is getting from his work, if he is some part of it he is sharing to Krishna or for the Krishna consciousness, would that be purified?
Yes, Prabhuji. So Krishna can never become dirty. Just think of the sunlight when it goes on the
No, whether the person will be purified. Like
yes, so person will be by even though he's doing abominable job,
Okay.
but because he's offering his result to Krishna, slowly he will get purified. Okay, and so what is recommended, that the person, so let's say some person has started, many times these people will leave those jobs because they get the realization, why I'm doing this job. So there was a devotee, he got initiated, he was a researcher at UW, and he was in the genetics. In the genetics, you're dealing with the cells, right? And then you're doing those, and in the process, you are killing the embryo or the cell. He left the job, he became a data scientist. It was like for 2 years, he struggled. He didn't have the job, 2 or 3 years. He left the job. So it purifies you. You would just like to leave the job. Okay.
That doesn't mean like you are, going and making some thief, becoming a thief and get some, looting a bank and give some money to Krishna. Okay,
That also purifies. So it says in Krishna consciousness, the people who are abominable, who are the murderer, who are thief, once they become Krishna conscious,
so they will leave their job.
They will get purified, and they get purified. Like most of these hippies who came to Prabhupada, they were doing drugs. They had many girlfriends. Like they won't take shower. Lot of these people they can become sannyasi. Right? Today they are initiating gurus, a lot of them, right? So everybody will get purified.
So it's not just then that sentence will be like, it's not just sinful reactions, sinful tendency also will be getting.
Yes. It's just not the sinful reaction, the sinful tendency also get purified. It's a very important point. No other process can purify the sinful tendency. So this says that, for example, we are on the path of Gyan Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga. Okay? There is the do's and don'ts. That you don't do this, you do this. Through that, they can control the senses. But it doesn't eliminate the desire, the sinful desire. So I do the sin, then I'll go and do the repentance. The process, even in Christian, is a repentance. They go to the church and to the priest, to the, what's their name? Father. And they say that I repent for this, right? Repentance. But then again, they go and do the same thing. Right? So it doesn't take away the desire. While in Krishna conscious process, the desire gets purified. The desire. So there is no other process other than the bhakti process which can purify your desire. Okay? So this is very nice. Attachment causes bondage. So karma plus attachment means bondage, bandhan. Karma plus attachment. So this is the materialistic person who is doing the karma with attachment. They want the sense gratification. Everything is for me. Wife is for me. Children are for me. The job is for me. The money is for me. They are in the karmic bandhan. They lose the job. They are much pain. Wife doesn't love. They are much pain. Kids leave the house and don't listen to the father. They are much pain. Karma minus attachment equal to mukti. Let's say in the same situation, they lose the job. No worries. Maybe the God has better thing for me. I'll struggle. I'll tolerate. I'll keep trying, but I'll tolerate. Wife, let's say wife is not very loving. She leaves. Probably that person won't leave the wife. Wife may leave, that's fine. But that person will just think that, oh, Krishna, what Krishna is trying to teach me. Still that person is thinking, well, it's a very difficult situation, right? Still that person is thinking. Same for the child. So that person always sees the Krishna's hand and see how can I deal with it in a right manner. Krishna, please guide me so that I can maintain my spiritual journey. Please guide me. Right? So rather than asking to fix it, say that, please, Krishna, please guide me in my path. Okay, so how to become detached? So we have to get rid of doership or ownership or enjoyership mentality. I am not the doer. I am the part of the doer, but I'm not the doer. How do you know, guys, how this works? So let me go to the previous slide. Okay, now tell me how these things work. This is something which you learned in chapter 5. How, when you desire something, how your desire gets fulfilled. Yeah, online. Yeah.
Through many more interact, like beyond the involvement of the self or ourselves, there are many more things that help fulfill a desire. For example, I want to eat some good food or anything. I'm even on the material platform I'm describing. There is someone who is making the food, who is offering to me. So it's not that I am alone powerful enough to do it.
No, but let's say you have a desire, okay, you have a desire to work for what? Punya
To
Prabhu,
eat
what
anything, say to a food,
okay.
or even to
Oh,
go to temple. We don't think that I just want to go to temple. I went to the temple, but there should be grace in terms of like every other element making it happen, like conscious, like grace of the God who gave me that thought to go, or the priest who is like taking care of the temple. Everything is playing a part in fulfilling any of our wishes.
okay, so you're talking about that there are multiple doers. That's what you're answering, right? So that, and that's very true. Okay. In fact, in chapter 18, we'll see there are 5 factors, 5 doers. Okay. My question is, if you have a desire, how your desire get fulfilled? What is the process? What did we learn from chapter 5? That's the question.
प्रभु क्वेश्चन समझ में
नहीं आया? Okay. So let's say you want to get married. Okay. You have desire, I want a good, loving, very smart, devotee also, kind of a husband. How your desire gets fulfilled? Like one is you go and look into the paper ad, you look for the boy, you go and ask everybody, right? That's one way you keep trying and doing. But how does your desire get fulfilled? Does chapter 5 talks about it? Okay. Okay, so you are doing okay, I will doing fasting. Okay, मैं किसी का व्रत करके फास्ट करूंगी मैं. आप you are appealing to the demigods or to
I did 16 सोमवार
16 Sombar, so demigods. So right, you are working to the Somdev, to the demigod that give me a good husband. Okay. Now, how do you know that demigod is going to award or not? So first, you submitted your requisition to the demigods. Whether that will get fulfilled or not, who determines that? But the way it works, whether you have the enough karmic balance or not. Let's say you want to buy a scooter, whether you have enough money or not. So I want to buy the scooter, but I don't have enough money in the bank. Then I have to wait until I get the enough money to buy the scooter. Right? So now you want a good husband, but let's say you don't have enough karmic balance. Then you won't, then even the demigod, the Som Dev cannot also fulfill, right? So he will be waiting that okay, when Nupur Mataji can do all the pious activities. So okay, she is doing 16 Somvars, oh, she is collecting piety. Okay. So then piety is okay, good level of piety. Okay, I think I can sanction her. Right. But ultimately there is a sanctioner, right? So here, so this is what chapter 5 has talked about. So we desire super soul sanctions. Paramatma. Paramatma sanctions. You're all tired. You can stand up and listen. You're tired. You're okay? No, tired? You can stand up, bro. Feel. Okay. Let me stand. So all you got. Stand. Okay. Okay. So now, yeah. So we'll talk while we are standing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. While you straighten. So now you have desire. Then super soul. Paramatma says whether I should fulfill or not. For that, he looks for the karmic balance. And then, if he looks at the karmic balance, then what happens? Then the super soul will tell the material energy, go fulfill it for him. And then material energy then arranges the thing. So as Punya Prabhu was talking about, Pujari did, so all those things, and suddenly all the things are happening. Because the material energy has arranged the Pujari and the process and the Maitar went, there was no accident and all those stuff happens, right? So material energy created the ambience for it to be successful. So for you coming to the husband part, now let's say because you did you had the strong desire, I want to get a good husband, and you did the Somvar birth, right? And then the demigod responsible for that, because they get their power from the Supreme Lord. They get their power, whatever the power they have got, it is from the Supreme Lord. Now the only thing is, now they can give whatever they have got, they can give to you. That's the power they have. It's like a manager. Manager gets the budget. The manager can distribute to the employees, right? He cannot. So it's just like that. So that's how the process works. So this understand? So now Little bit more. So soul desires, then Lord does not interfere. It's like a free will. And Lord as a super soul sanctions those desires that the soul deserves. Soul deserves.
Is it soul or super soul? You talk soul only.
So yeah, soul. So when we say Paramatma is super soul.
Right.
Paramatma is super soul. Who sanctions?
Right.
Super soul sanctions.
Right.
Soul desires. So you desire, super soul will sanction whether Sridhar's desire should get fulfilled or not. It's a right desire or not, right? And whether you have karmic. Then the super soul instruct the mode of nature, the mode like the material nature world. Whether you should say that okay, I sanctions what Sridhar wants. He has enough karmic balance and is good for him or whatever. Then the material energy will allow you to get your work done. So a lot of people are looking for job these days. Someone get the job, some may not get. Some of the very intelligent people don't get the job, and some not okay people they get the job. What's the logic? Right? I've heard many times people that the people who used to work with me, they have become managers. I am still at the same level. They are harder, they work harder, they are smarter, but somehow things are not working. This can explain that. Right? They have other person, they have the karmic balance to make that happen. Even though their material intelligence, the work, whatever they are doing, they are not very sharp, but the things work in their favor. So that they get promotion, they get the job. Okay? So this is how. And then, so ultimately, who is responsible? Right? So Eli is living entity, is responsible for his own good and bad action and is thus responsible for consequences also. Super soul is not responsible for all the action because all initiated by the desire of the living entity. So we cannot blame the God. Oh, it's due to him that I got fired. It was my desire not to get fired, but all the other things I am desiring, right? Which is creating the bad karma. Right? So anything means this is just an example, means anything we are doing in our life, we cannot blame it to God because ultimately it all starts from the desire. And who controls the desire? So that's the main point, okay? That we sometimes we have a tendency to blame the God, right? So just we are not okay. Okay, let's sit down.
Then how about the bad karmas people are doing? Like let's say someone is doing murder, right? So he's desiring and he was able to do it. So do we assume like it was sanctioned by Lord?
So yes, even the bad desire. Yeah. Even the bad desires, they get sanctioned by the Lord, right? And when the Lord does it, not that he wanted the other people to get killed, because there may be a karmic balance between those two people. In the previous life, that person might have murdered him. Now in this life, that person is going to take care of that. Neutralize. So many times, whatever we are doing, bad thing we are doing, we may get result of that in this life. It may come in next life or afterlife or afterlife. For example, Dhritarashtra, you know that famous story. It took 50 lifetime to get him punished. 50 lifetime to get him punished. Okay. So and see, so his example of Muhammad Ali, I am the greatest, right? And today, what's the problem? See, he can't do anything, right? So people don't understand how much we think that I am the doer, I am the smartest, I am the best, right? So okay, there is a question here, Shruti Mataji.
Prabhuji, that slide of the previous slide which we were discussing, can you just tell
Yes,
a little bit more about
yes,
that? That
yes,
you were like how desire is sanctioned.
tell me, yeah, what question you have?
I didn't get much clarity on this, like the desire part, how it is fulfilled, who is responsible, the small
Okay,
thing.
so see, soul desires. Okay, before that you have to go simpler design. Okay, so we desire. So you desire. Shruti Mataji is desiring something. How it gets fulfilled? Internally the way it works, super soul looks into your desire. And then based on whether you have the enough karmic balance, whether your desire should be fulfilled or not, based on the karmic balance, super soul will sanction it. Say that, okay, let this work get done. She has the enough karmic balance. Okay, I sanction it. Then the material nature, who is super soul servant, Maya, she will arrange the thing in such a way that your work gets fulfilled. And so your desire got fulfilled. So the one of the free will what we have is to desire. We have a free will to desire good or bad thing, which can be conducive for our life. Good and bad is all relative, right? Good for my spiritual life, bad for my spiritual life. Okay. So I want to go and look for a movie. People say, what's wrong with looking at the movie? It's not good for the spiritual life, because first of all, I'm wasting time. If I go and watch the movie, there are so many things which is not conducive for my spiritual life, because those images I will be thinking while I'm doing something else, right? So it is relative. So whatever thing which I am desiring, whether it is conducive for my spiritual life or not, right? So ultimately the super soul is one who sanctions it, and the material nature is which arranges the thing for you. Is this clear to you?
Yeah, very much.
Okay.
Sometimes you don't desire, but still things happen. So that's all karma.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
So
Yeah.
some of them happen because of our desire, some of them
In the
happen.
past, so see, yes. So the karma what we are getting, the karma what we got due to our previous desire, right? I wanted something, right? In the process, I got some bad karma, and now that will manifest sometimes. That time you didn't desire, but somebody comes and just hits you while you're walking. They hits you, and then you get really bad injury. And I have seen like you're watching a good kirtan, and somebody just sat on your feet, and you got hurt really bad, or it broke. Devotee. So there are ways like so. Understanding karma is very complex. So what we say that we don't need to understand why this happened. The question is, whatever I am doing in my life, am I doing now with the Krishna consciousness or not? Let's not go back into the memory lane and think that what happened. Now I have learned this knowledge. So now we are getting the principle. Principle is I control my desire. So let's desire the good thing. That's the principle. And we understand when we desire, the super soul sanctions it. Okay, so I am very careful with my desire, what I desire. We should become careful with the desire. It's not I want this, I want that, I want that, I want that, right? That will lead to the karmic balance. So that's the takeaway. But behind the scene, we understand how the process works. So how the bank works, we know. But why do you worry? Okay, I need to know that I'm just saving enough money so that I can retire. I don't need to know, okay, they sanction it, they are giving me the interest rate 2.5. So, but it's good to know about it, right? So that I'm investing my money at the right place.
I think whatever the dots Krishna connects, it will be totally for our
Welfare.
Whether the dot is in bad state,
Yeah.
maybe I got hurt and I'm hospitalized.
Yeah.
I'm hospitalized for a reason.
Jeez.
So still.
Still, then you take it as a grace of Krishna.
Correct. Yeah.
That it is by Krishna grace I am in the hospital. It's good. It's a good time. So my son, when he was going through hospitalization, he went through surgery and tough time. Some of the parents will get very disturbed. And when we look back, we think that that was a wonderful time because we spent time together. A lot of his teachers cooperated with him. He was able to do the application while he was in the hospital. So we took like it's all Krishna's arrangement. Whatever happens for the good.
Yeah.
Okay. Mataji, makes sense, Mataji?
जी प्रभु
ठीक है. Okay. But okay. So what is wrong in seeking happiness? But because we are looking for enjoyment. So the answer is simple, right? If we are looking for the happiness at the wrong place, right? We are looking for happiness in this material world. This place is not designed for giving us the happiness. What we get is the absence of misery we treat as a happiness. Absence of misery is treated as a happiness in this material world. Okay, if let's say I am not in pain, I'm healthy, I feel good, I'm happy because I'm not in pain. हाँ? हिंदी में अगर मुझे अगर हमारी जिंदगी में मिजरी नहीं है, उसको इस दुनिया में हैप्पीनेस समझते हैं. ठीक है ना? तो बोलते एब्सेंस ऑफ मिजरी को हैप्पीनेस समझते हैं इस दुनिया में. जो रियल हैप्पीनेस होती है, जो ब्लिसफुल स्टेट होता है, वेयर I am sitting and I'm just feeling happy. Ecstatic symptoms. My hair on my skins are standing. I'm feeling goosebump. I'm feeling so much of joy. Wow. Like you're feeling. So the saints, they feel that way. That is, we haven't experienced that. What real happiness we haven't experienced. What we have experienced, what the Shastra says, it is that when we are not going through the misery, we consider that to be a happiness. Of course, there is, it's not, see, when you go, you watch a movie, right? It's giving you a joy, right? But that is nothing compared to what a human being can experience. It's nothing. Okay? It's nothing. When people they get married and they have sex, they get some enjoyment, but how long does it last? Right? The state of bliss is totally different. Okay? So okay, so this example, this is a true happiness, right? So okay. It is not wrong to search for happiness. What is wrong is to search for it in a wrong place. The one who created the universe can tell us where and how to find real happiness. Okay? And Krishna is telling this is spiritual world where we have the happiness, real happiness. Okay? So we won't find the happiness in the wrong place. So look for that enjoyment within, right? And how in chapter 2 also Krishna says tolerate, right? It is just like a summer and winter season. So we have to learn to tolerate. Okay? And then try to focus on Krishna consciousness, the higher purpose. Okay. Now, what is the vision of a spiritual practitioner? So this chapter 5 also goes, while we are doing the karma and we talked about it, what should be our vision? What should be the right glass which I should put? What is the right glass? That we are all souls, and then we have super souls. So Paramatma is always watching. So the way I'm dealing with Sridhar, let's say it's just me and him, nobody's watching, and and nobody's recording also, and I'm abusing him. Let's say he's a nice person, he say okay, Jai Ram Ji ki, he leaves. Paramatma is watching, right? He will make sure that I get the punishment for hurting him. Right? So Paramatma is always watching. So be aware that we have the super soul and we are soul. That's the Shastra Chakshu. Glass from the Shastra. So once we put that and then we make the decision, then our decision will be perfect. Okay? So what is self-realization? We talk a lot of, oh, I am self-realized person. What does it really mean? We are not this body. Okay, very good. Yes, go ahead.
That's the super soul also exists in us and everyone.
Very good. Very good. That we are not this body, we are the soul and we have the super soul. Okay? Our vision is all our souls and we all have super souls. And then with that, when I act, and with that, when I make the decision, all the decision and then we act on the decision, right? In chapter 5 is teaching how to do that. Then we are working on the platform of akarma. When we do that, automatically there will be peace and happiness in our life. Okay? Okay, so what Prabhuji?
Slides are like very wonderfully created.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. So now, then how it is possible to act like a yogi, right? So here, this will make the connection to the chapter 6, because here Krishna briefly talks about the yoga also, and the chapter 6 will be about the Ashtanga yoga. Okay, but the last verse, can anybody can recite it?
सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं सुहृदं सर्वभूतानां ज्ञात्वा मां शान्तिर्गच्छति.
Okay, very good. Anybody else? Sridhar, would you also like to recite? Try. See, people from the Telugu speaking person, they are good in reciting Sanskrit.
Yeah, but
Yes, try. We'll do it together. Say, okay, we'll repeat, okay?
yeah.
So, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam.
Tapasam
No, repeat,
sarva.
Sridhar. Just hold, Prabhuji, hold on. So I'll say one line and then everybody can try to repeat, okay?
Yeah.
Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam
Bhoktaram yagna tapasam
Sarva Loka Maheshwaram
sarva loka maheshwaram
Suhardam Sarva Bhutanam
suhardam sarva bhutanam
Natva mam shantim richati. It's not that difficult. Okay, you can
June.
Is a
meter.
well-known sloka.
Yeah, it's a very well-known sloka. So it is referred as a
Peace formula.
peace formula. Why it is considered to be peace formula? Prabhupada said that if the world understands it, we don't need this all the UN, the United Nations body and everything, because and see what he used to say, after United Nation came, we have a lot more countries than what we used to have. It means there has been a lot more division. When the United Nations was formed, there were 150 countries. Now there are 250 countries. Means they are 200 something, right? Yeah. So after United Nations came into being, there has been more fight, right? More divisions. So, and he said that if we understand this verse, it will create harmony through the world. Why? This is the meaning.
So yeah.
See,
The enjoyer.
so he's saying Bhoktaram. So I am the Bhokta of everything, which means I am the enjoyer. Whatever we are doing, if we are doing it for his enjoyment, then we are doing the right action. So now, if I'm thinking that my wife has been given to me by Krishna, so I'm not complaining. Krishna, why you gave me this kind of wife? She's always fighting with me. What? Like, who is going to like? The father is telling all this guy is doing is complaining. He'll get fed up with me. Right? When I say, no, this nice wife, Krishna, nice wife, okay. Or even not nice wife, thank you for giving me what I can learn. Okay, this guy try to understand. So our job should always be to give pleasure to Krishna. He doesn't need us, right? He's self-satisfied. By the way, he is Atmaram. He is Atmaram. He's self-satisfied. But if we even do this much, like in Ramji, when Ramji came, even the ants were helping, right? And they all got rewarded. So Lord is so merciful, so great that he rewards any small thing which we do. He doesn't need those things, but he just sees the intent. He sees the intent. Okay, so he's Bhoktaram. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. He's all the Loka for all, just not earth, for all the Lokas in the universe. He is the Mahesh. He is the proprietor. Maheshwaram. Suhardam Sarva Bhutanam. He's the best friend. Sarva Bhutanam. He looks for the welfare of all Bhutanam, all living entities. Right? So if we understand, oh, Krishna is the enjoyer, he is the proprietor, he is the best friend of all, then why do I need to fight with anybody? Whatever I do, I have to do it for the Krishna's pleasure. Right? He is the proprietor. Whether I get the result or not, he is the proprietor. Let him decide. Okay? And he is looking after me all the time. So I don't need to be fearful. So I don't need the United Nations. I don't need the NATO to protect me. I don't need the Eastern Bloc to protect me. I am protected by Krishna. So there won't be fight. So if we have that, that's the reason why it is called the peace formula. Okay. So this was Karma Sannyas Yoga. Yoga of detachment that will lead to inner peace. So what we did, chapter 1, Lamentations, chapter 2, Identity. What was the identity? We are not the body, we are the soul. Third was duty, means how to do our karma in the Nishkama Karma Yoga, right? And then what did we learn? What did we know? Knowledge about Supreme, knowledge about Krishna, how the knowledge came into being, how it was transferred, right? How we can learn from the Guru. So all the things which we are supposed to know, those things were taught. And then after we have learned this, how to do our duty. If we do that duty, then what is the result? The result is we'll get freed from the cycle of birth and death. We'll be in the peaceful state and we'll go back to God. That is the result. So that is what we have understood so far. Right? And then the chapter 6 connection is meditate and connect, which is now because Krishna does talk about the Astanga Yoga. So he's going to teach us what is Astanga Yoga, what it means. So here are some of the lessons. Trust is the key to the patience. So whatever our situation is in our life is, if we can trust that that has been arranged by Krishna, that is divine arrangement, right? Then that will lead to peace, inner peace, success in our life. It's not that, so if let's say if I lose job, doesn't mean that I should just oh, my Krishna gave me no job, I'm fine. Hari bol, hari bol, hari bol. No, we have to look for the job if it is required. If let's say I'm a rich person, I can manage, then I don't need to. But I should look, but always keeping Krishna in my mind, Krishna in the center. Okay, so trust in the key to is the key to patience. Win over false pride. I am not the only doer. Or the world is not moving due to me. I'm an instrument. It's not that I'm not doing anything. I'm an instrument. Okay. For example, you are taking care of your family. If you don't take care, then family will fall apart. So yeah, you are doing something, but think that you are an instrument of Krishna to take care of your family. Got it? Resist the temptation. So we have to control. Sense control is important. The kind of environment so if I'm going watching the movie all the time, I'm if I have friends who are sense gratifier, I will become like that. Okay, so try to have a good friends. Resist the temptation. The storm outside, peace inside. So outside we are working hard, doing everything, but inside we are always thinking of Krishna, and we are doing that work in relationship with Krishna. For outside, there is no difference between a Krishna conscious person and non-Krishna conscious person. Outside we are doing the same thing, but one is internalizing on Krishna and doing from that religion, or other person doesn't really care. Okay, and begin the journey within. So our journey to Krishna consciousness starts from within, which is the intention. I want to do everything in relationship with the Krishna. That internal, nobody knows outside how I'm thinking, right? So spiritual journey is all about, it's the inside play, not the outside play. Okay, so this is what we did. Karma yoga is as good as sannyasa, but easier. Okay. Stingy doesn't move. Okay. So karma yoga is as good as sannyasa, but easier. How to do the Nishkam Karma Yoga, which talk, knowledge of the three doers, okay, and liberation through meditation on super soul, and that will lead to supreme bliss and inner peace. Okay, so that was the chapter 5. In summary, I know it's a long summary, but we were on the break, right? So any question, thoughts? Make sense? Doesn't make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. I feel bad that I hope you guys have heard in Andhra Pradesh, in Tirupati, the stampede happened and
Yeah,
burned
but
Tirupati.
lady got-
Five people, no, five
Five
people.
Recently?
Yeah,
Mhm. Okay.
They all came to take a darshan of
Mhm.
Lord, and then
Mhm.
5 people died.
Mhm.
I mean, I feel bad that they have come all the way
Mhm.
and then they have to die over there.
Why do you feel bad?
They have come for some certain purpose that they want to see the Lord and have that darshan, and instead they died, not because of natural cause, but because of the stampede that they got. Yeah, people have.
Yeah. So now, how can you think from the Krishna conscious perspective?
No, I'm asking you. So that's
So that's the question. Okay, that's the
that
question.
I mean,
Okay.
I think
why does it? Why such
you
people
are
who are
saying like people came for darshan and gone,
right?
and the other way people came for watching Pushpa and gone.
Yeah, there's a
One lady gone.
one lady
right?
on. Yeah,
Purpose is different, but situation is same.
yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So good question. Somebody would like to attempt to answer, Prabhu?
भगवान के घर में ही मरे हैं।
So
It's like-
one way to think, if somebody
Are we kind of twisting?
no, it's not twisting. It's not twisting. It's so see, leaving your body. So
Yeah,
so
they could as well do the darshan and then die. Then probably there is some
So,
mukti, but here
yeah,
they have given.
yes.
But we cannot
The
control
Vaikuntha.
death. I think we all want death like this only. But see,
No, we don't want death like stampede, right?
what's stampede?
Stampede is where
भीड़ में लोग
भीड़ में-
चढ़ के लोगों ने मार दिया उनको, चढ़ के मार दिया, लोग चढ़ गए उसके ऊपर.
I think this happens.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Banki Bihari temple. I think every
Bake Bihari temple is it's lot of
Baki
people.
Bihari. What is that?
It's the name of the temple. It's a name of the deity. Bake Bihari.
Baki Bihari.
Yeah.
Where is it?
in Vrindavan. Vrindavan.
No.
What does it mean? Bhakti?
It's a name of the. It's a Bake Bihari. He can make you very happy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and
Gujarati.
yeah, he means he's right. So right now he's the one of the most famous deity in Vrindavan. Everybody goes, and it's a very small like temple. It's a big temple, but considering the number of people who visit, for that it's really a small. And people go to the stampede. Every year some people die. Okay, Mataji. So what you're trying to say?
Prabhu, there might be lessons at multiple levels. For example,
Just Mataji, Prabhu, let Mataji finish, then you can speak. Okay.
Why in 1000 only only one people got this chance? So it's Krishna's plan only.
What Mataji? What Maharaj said?
I was listening to Maharajji's Ekantik.
Mhm.
So
Vishnu Maharaj?
Vimal Maharajji.
Okay. Mhm.
So yeah, so I was so somebody asked this question that why that people there's so many people are coming to Vaki Bihari and people are dying. So he said that he answered that why in so many people only one is getting this type of mukti. So it's all Krishna's plan. We can't control this.
Okay, Punya Prabhuji, आप बताओ. You tell.
Prabhu, I was just adding that there may be lessons or like multiple views or angles that we should look at it. Whenever such things happen, from the perspective of the society, it is definitely not desirable. What are the measures we are taking? Were there any inefficiencies? What are the lessons we are taking from it and ensure that it should not happen again? For example, for a common man like us going to God, and we should look at the God. That should be the purpose that we are visiting, and the mechanism out there should make sure every measure to make that happen. That's one. But like as you mentioned that for every action, we just look at the surface and we have a opinion about it. But there could be so many reasons, like there is a desire and we just talked about it. The karmic balance that we have, and then how the material nature delivers it, that is always there on the other dimension.
Very good. Very balanced answer. So it's first of all, it's hard to say what uh, um, whether those person who died, whether they went back to Godhead or not. It's hard to say. Okay, only Paramatma would know. We can attribute to the chance. It depends on the consciousness of that person when that person was dying. So let's say when the stampede happened, and that person is thinking, "Hey Balaji, hey Balaji, why it happened, Balaji?" What do you think? Where that person went?
Obviously, I think he will be.
He went to Vaikuntha.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
who he remembered?
Balaji.
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 He went to Vaikuntha. Because in chapter 8, that whatever we remember at the end, that's the destination we get. So the potency of the dham is that it gives us more remembrance of the Lord. Because that's the place. Everybody's saying, Govinda, Govinda, if you go to Balaji, right? I'm outsider, but Govinda, right? Now let's say those Govinda is happening, Govinda, 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 and that person get killed. What is the last word he heard? Where would he go? Vaikuntha. To outsider, that person unnecessarily died. But he went to Vaikuntha. Now coming back, Punya Prabhu, he gave the balanced answer. That doesn't mean that I allow that stampede every year. Oh, these people are going to Vaikuntha. No, some people, they're saying, damn it, I came here and people are jumping on me. Idiot, and he's abusing and doing, and then he gets killed. Where will he go? Different realm.
But the same person is also listening to God's name also.
Yeah, but that time he's conscious, he's listening. But let's say his consciousness is not focusing on that sound. Govinda is happening, but he's not listening. His focus is people are killing me, people are jumping, they are doing that, right? I'm not thinking about Krishna. So just on the inner consciousness. That's the reason it's very hard to know, right? So the second person will not go to Krishna. So it depends on the consciousness. One of our devotee father, he was climbing on the stairs of Jagannath Puri, and he passed away. He had a heart attack, he passed away. Everybody said that he went to Godhead. Because his consciousness was Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. He was climbing, he's old man. He's climbing on the stairs. So last thing what he's saying, Jai Jagannath, died happily. So these death are many times considered to be very auspicious, but accident is always a bad thing, right? Because when 10 people are dying, 20 people are dying, not everybody is going to the Godhead, right? Depends on the consciousness of the person. And then as Punya Prabhu said, we should always, as the management of the temple, they have to think that how to avoid a stampede. Because if they are not doing their work and these people are dying, they are getting the karmic reaction. Even though they are devotee, but because they are in the position to go and manage the temple, and they are not managing the temple and they are not doing all the crowd control, they are responsible.
Also, individual should have been thought, okay.
Even the individual. So it's a so see how the karma, so see, this is a little video, right? So karma will go to even to the administrator if they didn't take care of that. Karma will go to the police if they didn't do their job. Karma will go to the individuals who climbed on other people to save themselves. Lot of karma thing. The person who died, some went to Godhead, some didn't go, depending on their consciousness. These are things we can figure out. God will have so many other things because he sees everything. So this we can think because we have now got the Shastra Chakshu. Without the Shastra Chakshu, without the spiritual knowledge, what we will say that? Bad thing. Sue the temple management, sue this, sue that, like, okay, why this happened, and we are abusive and they're doing, like, we can all go all think. But now with this knowledge, we can think more equally that there are other result also of that result of action. For some people it was good, for other people it was not good. Makes sense, Sridhar Prabhuji? आप अभी देख रहे हो, like you're saying, okay, I don't know what he's talking about.
No. Whatever you said makes sense. I mean, there are so many deaths that do happen every day. I feel like while all these things happening, is it all the
It's called
creation of Krishna?
yes. So
and the wildfires are happening in California. 2 wars are fought.
Yes.
So
Yes.
like, why is all this mess? I mean,
Yeah. So yes. So now this we talk in the Discover Yourself, and we covered in the, I think maybe in the introduction. I'm not sure. So what is the problem of life? What is the real problem of life? So Shastra says real problem of lives are birth, old age, disease, death. Why it says that? It's not that me getting pain is not a real problem of life. Deepak being very abusive for Sridhar is not a real problem of life. Okay? So it says that real problem, there's a definition for the real problem of life. Nobody wants it. No one can avoid it. So nobody wants it. No one can avoid it. And no one wants it, and no one can avoid it. There's one more. It's common to all. It's common to all. No one wants it. Nobody can avoid it.
Yeah.
If anything which fits into that category, that's called the real problem of life. Because then birth is common to all, death is common to all, disease is common to all, old age is common to all. Do you want old age? No. Do you want death?
No.
Disease?
No.
Birth?
Yes.
So birth, yeah. So birth people, this is a little confusing. People think birth is a very auspicious thing. But the birth, when the child think how, now you become a baby. You are 9 months in the mother's womb, cramped. All the dirty things. She is eating, all the things. We don't touch our excretion. He is in that kind of liquid, amniotic liquid. This is not a good place to be. His skin is burning. So Bhagavatam goes into detail what the child goes through. And then when the child, when the birth comes, is going through a cramped birth canal. Very small birth canal, cramped, upside down. And child is praying, Lord, I don't want to be in this, please. And then praying, I don't want to be in this situation, please forgive me, I don't want to be in this situation. So birth is a very painful experience. But because in the modern science, we have just made it okay. The child comes, oh, joy, and like, so it's not that when the child comes, we want to kill the child is coming, but birth is not an enjoyable thing. Okay, it's birth, because once the child comes also, then the child has to go to the 3 other things. Old age, disease, and death. As soon as we come, the time start ticking, tick, 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 tick. Right? So that's the reason these four are considered to be the problem for common to all, and these are real problem. On top of that, there are three other problems. One is misery caused by your own mind, our own mind. So misery caused by our own mind. Misery caused by others. Deepak, becoming a cause of your misery. Right? So like neighbors or also Deepak. So problem caused by others. And third is problem caused by misery caused by, so misery caused by my own mind, misery caused by others, and misery caused by Mother Nature. Okay? And why why Mother Nature causes the misery? Because this is the place, this understand the design of the place. It's Dukhalayam Ashashwatam. Dukhalayam, you understand? Like Vidyalaya. Vidyalaya is the place of Vidya, knowledge, right? Um, uh, um, uh, um, it take, what is the word for hospital? Everything is alaya, means it is a place. Devalayam, right? Chikatsalayam. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, right? So Dukhalayam means this is a place of misery. Ashashvatam means this is a temporary place. So this is the temporary place and this is the place of misery. It is designed for that. Why it has been designed? Why? Because ultimately God is so kind, He wants us to be back. He wants us to come back home. We were in the spiritual world. Once upon a time, Sridhar, Deepak, Shiva Prabhu, Mataji, everybody was in the spiritual world. Because we became like a teenage child and we said that, why all the time everybody is saying Krishna, 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 why people are not calling Deepak, 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 Sridhar, Sridhar, Sridhar? I want to enjoy, I want to live my own life. Yeah, Tathastu, go live. But he's so kind that as a good father, when the child is leaving the house, the father is always watching where the child, oh, he's in New York, he's getting fed up, he's getting fed well, is somebody looking after him? So he will call the friend, look after him, make sure he's there. Like the good father will track. It's not because the son, he loves his son, he knows that he cannot hold his son and keep him in the house because that's not love. That's putting the gun, right? He won't do that. But he's watching. So similarly, what the God did, he said, okay, Deepak Sridhar wants to go and enjoy. Let me create this world where let them go and try to enjoy. So he gave, it's a reflection. In chapter 15, we'll say that this material world is a reflection of a spiritual world. But inverted reflection. सब कुछ उल्टा है. Love क्या होना चाहिए? Love is giving. Here love is what I can get. Do people love me? That's how I think. Love means giving. So here we think love is what I receive. So everything is ulta. So now, but God is created and then He's created the misery and everything so that through that I can learn my lesson and then say, this is not the place. I want to go back home. All the time, if we don't get disease, if we don't die, if we don't see all the problem in the life, we think that, oh, this is a good place. I don't want to go back home. What the God wants, He wants us to come back home. Right? So He designed it in such a way out of His love. Because ultimately, where I will be happy when I'm back with my family. Even though I'm right now, I'm not thinking straight, but ultimately one day I will learn that happiness is with the family. Okay, so that's the reason He created this world. Now coming to your question, it might have got answered, but there is little more detail. So whatever karma we do, we get it. There's something called collective karma also. In Mahabharat war, how many people died? Around 6 million people. 6 million people. 6 million. So you just add it up on the definition, like 11 akshoni plus 7 akshoni, 18 akshoni, and then if you add everything, it comes to 6 million people. Now those 6 million people. 6 million people.
Just in 8 days.
18 days. 18 days. Yes, it is a blood, river of blood. Right? So that collective karma, because Krishna came to bring all these bad people together and get them killed. And all the people who got killed, what is their destination? Where did they go? Most people got liberated because they were thinking about Krishna while they are getting killed in the battlefield. They are Krishna, and because they are getting killed by the by Krishna or by the agent of Krishna. So they all went to Vaikuntha. They all got liberated. So from outside, it's really bad war. It is a bad war. But all those people needed to be eliminated. Otherwise, this Kali Yuga would be like, it wouldn't last for the duration of this Kali Yuga is 432,000 years. 4,32,000 years. 4,32,000 years. Okay. So this.
How many years have passed?
Only 5,000 years.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, right. After
Yeah, only 5,000 years. Yes.
4,32,000.
Yes. So the total lifespan of the.
I can't believe it's going to be that long. Because
So yes, we
the nuclear all.
Yeah. So yes, I think yeah. So the whole lifespan of the universe, the Brahmaji, like the universe, where the complete devastation will happen, is 311 trillion 40 billion years. Everything is very well defined, Sridhar. Everything. Okay. Now, these karma, this cumulative karma, when a lot of people are doing a lot of bad things, what the mother nature will do, it will bring all the people together and the thing will happen. Rather getting the fire in every house suddenly sprouting, like all these rich people and all those, we say, oh, they are making all the money today, they are suffering right now, right? We don't want anybody to suffer. I mean, I don't mean bad. I'm just saying that it's very hard to understand the law of karma, but there's something called cumulative karma where the plane crashes, everybody dies, right? So all the is all the karma of all the people are combined together, and then something will happen to them. The accident will happen. Maybe amongst those accidents happen, one or two people will go back to Godhead because they were remembering Krishna that time. When they were dying, they're thinking Krishna. So that's how to think, right? So the fire which is happening in LA, right? It has come to the city limit and limit, and so and 10 people died, right? 16 now, okay, 16 people died, and so much of loss. But see, in South Africa and other places, people are get killed like anything. In Mexico, people are getting killed like anything by the mafia, right? So we are in a place where we are very well off, and we should be very thankful to Krishna for that we have been given this opportunity. And if we don't use this opportunity to become Krishna consciousness, then really it's bad luck for us. Because I could have born in South Africa or in Amazon jungle. I could have been anywhere else, getting killed, just trying to survive. That's it. Or in Palestinian, just trying to survive every day, every minute. But that's not the case for us. How lucky we are. So Krishna has given this opportunity. We have to think how to utilize this properly and then go back to Godhead. And while in the process, if we can just get other people to also go back to Godhead, that will make Krishna very happy. He talks about that in chapter 18 end. That the people who preach about Krishnas, who talk about Krishna, who get other people to come back to Krishna, it makes Krishna very happy. Because he wants all of us, all the sons and daughters to be back home, back to Godhead. It's a real thing, real science, right? But we can only experience when we start practicing it. So without practice, so right now you're all getting the knowledge, but to get the realization of it, realization out of it, we have to practice it. And practice means, what does the practice mean?
Digest that and then do Nishkam karma.
So yeah, so we have to include in our karma, we have to do bhakti basically.
Bhakti.
What are some of the things which we can do in bhakti? Yeah, so listening to the to the lectures, doing the kirtan, chanting, eating prasadam. So we have to change our life. It's a lifestyle. We have to change our lifestyle. I'm listening to all the things, but I'm doing the same old. Nothing is going to change. Like, so I talk, oh, I have to go to the gym. I have to go, it's really required. But I'm not going to the gym. Anything is going to change? Nothing, right? So I was telling Shri that, okay, that after a long time, I went to the gym. I was telling that do you come to the gym? So it will be a little more motivation. Like I have to go to the gym because see, if I don't go to the gym, okay, bhakti is great, but I have to take care of my body also. Why? Why? Why have to take care of the body?
Duty in
Because,
this world.
yeah, then only I will be able to do the seva for Krishna. I want to do the seva as much as possible. Even when I'm 80 years, I would like to do the seva. If I become dependent on other person, then other people are doing the seva for me.
Then why not take another birth also do seva at the time too? That's another.
So, but I don't know what kind of birth I'm going to get. I don't control that, right?
No, you don't control, but if you have the thought, the desire
To
to take another birth, then if the
So-
if you have the karma.
so that's okay. That's the very high level of thinking where the once somebody becomes very pure, what they say, for them liberation is not important. What they say that Krishna, send me anywhere where I can serve you, even if that means going to the Patal Lok, I'll go there. And in temple there's one Rasavati Mataji in the kitchen. She cooks, does a lot of cooking, and because she does so much of cooking, because she is doing the cooking because Hari Vilas Maharaj, who is the local leader, is Prabhupada disciple also, because he's saying that okay, we are going to have this event, and she's telling that wherever if Hari Vilas Maharaj want me to go and cook in the Patal Lok also, I'll go and do it. So that's her mood, right? She's now 50 plus, 50, maybe 55 now. And she like from morning to evening, she's cooking, right? So yes, it is a very high thought that I don't care about going back. Going back. So in fact, in our Sampradaya, in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, the prayer is not liberation. Liberation is very small thing. Moksha is very small thing. That is also in a way is a desire. I want to get liberated. I want to get liberated. It's a desire for I.
Yeah.
There's a desire. Bhagavatam doesn't approve that. Bhagavatam doesn't approve that. Bhagavatam says that the right desire is to love God. I want to love you, God. Love means serve. Love means serve. So I want to love God. For that, He wants to keep me in this world. I'm very happy. He wants me to take back home. I'm very happy. Wherever He gives me a service, I'll do a service. So we start practicing service here. Why the service is required? We start doing service here. Because once I go back home, what I'm going to do?
Enjoy.
Service. Same service.
Enjoy by serving.
Enjoy by serving. See, so do you see any of us very sad, like, oh man, I'm so tired. Like, see, all the devotees are very happy because they're serving the Lord, and the process they are getting a lot of happiness. They are also losing husband, wife, mother, father. They are also dying. They are also getting sick. It's not that they are not going through those problems, but they see Krishna in everything. At least even they are not even pure. At least they're on the path of getting pure, because through the sadhana they are seeing Krishna in everything, and that's the reason they are mostly happy. Krishna consciousness is very practical, very practical. But to make the changes, we have to do it. We have to do it. Without doing, there won't be any change. You'll become knowledgeable PhD, but no job. Yeah, it's becoming a knowledge PhD, but no job because I'm not clearing the interview. I'm very knowledgeable, but I'm not clearing the interview because I'm not practicing. I'm not writing the code, enough code. All right, Prabhus, Hare Krishna, everybody online. Sorry, I didn't started chapter 6, but hopefully this
It's a
good recap.
Yeah.
Yeah, so next week we'll start chapter 6 for sure. Krishna willing, I cannot say for sure. Krishna willing, we will start it. Okay. Santosh Prabhu hasn't joined for a while, right? Right? He hasn't joined. At least I didn't see him last week. Before that, my wife was taking the class. I'm not sure if she was joining or not. Do you remember?
Yeah.
One or two classes joined? I'll call him. I'll see what's happening. All right. Thank you, Prabhus, Mataji. You all have a wonderful week ahead. Okay. Any question before we stop the class? Any question? All good? Okay. Stopping the recording. Hari bol. I am ending the meeting. Okay, Prabhu?